Hey guys, Jacob here. It is the 23rd of February 2021. As you guys know, this is this week's vendor reset. At the Face of Ops this week, there's some the safety distance, which almost has max magazine size, and the SMG and critical hit chance are pretty much about average. If you guys don't have this, I'd recommend picking it up, but at the same time, you guys can farm loot allocations to find a better one. I'm going to scroll through a few more items here in case any of you guys want to pick these items up. They are selling a D50 if you guys need this to craft the Liberty. Other than that, that's all they're really selling this week at the front desk. Next up is going to be the clan vendor. This week, they're selling contractor gloves. Those ones have 10.3 weapon damage, 8% damaged armor, and 6.5 weapon handling. Now, if you guys need these, I'd recommend picking them up, but hopefully you guys picked up the pair that was for sale last week in Cassie Mendoza, because you guys can make them triple stat god roll. I'll scroll through a few more items in case any of you guys need this stuff for any of your builds. They are selling max headshot damage on LMG if you guys need that. But other than that, that's all they're really selling this week at the clan vendor. Alright guys, the next location on the list is going to be the Theater Settlement. This week they're selling a Baker's Dozen. The stats on this are pretty average. If you guys need one, I'd recommend getting it, but at the same time, I think you guys can farm a better one in loot allocation areas. I'm going to scroll through a few more items in case any of you guys want to pick this stuff up. They are selling max critical hit damage for rifles in case you guys need that for your library. Other than that, that's all they're really selling this week at the Theater Settlement. Next location on the list is going to be the Campus Settlement. This week she's selling the Designated Hitter. This one's not too bad, but at the same time, if you guys really want this, I'd farm loot allocation areas. I'm going to scroll through a few more items in case you guys need these. They are selling a triple red Sokolov mask if you guys want to make an SMG style build. I would highly recommend grabbing this right now. That way you can put headshot damage to critical hit damage and use this on a SMG crit build. They are also selling a Walker Harris holster that has weapon handling, critical hit damage, and weapon damage. So I'd recommend buying this as well if you guys want to make a damaged DPS build or damaged armor build. Other than that, that's all they're really selling this week at the Campus Settlement. Next location on the list are going to be the Dark Zones. Keep this in mind, you guys will need a different resource to acquire these items. You can get them by extracting pretty much these credits from deconstructing gear and putting them on the rope, or you could open up boxes in the DZ that are like little tiny electronic boxes and get them that way.
Anything you're looking for?
This week they're selling a Baker's Dozen. This one has rifle damage, critical hit damage, and damage to armor. I actually think if you're going to get a Baker's Dozen, I'd buy this one over the one at the base, because you can max out the rifle damage, then use optimization to max out the damage to armor. I'm going to scroll through a few more items in case any of you guys want to pick this stuff up. Other than that, that's all they're really selling at DZ West this week.
Thanks for the business.
Alright guys, next up is going to be DZ South. And this week she's selling the Grunge. If you guys don't have this, I'd recommend getting it, but at the same time, the stats on this are pretty bad. So you guys can farm loot allocation areas to find a better one. Would highly recommend doing so. I'm going to scroll through a few more items in case you guys need any of this stuff. Then I'd highly recommend picking it up. But other than that, that's all they're really selling this week besides the Golden Gear vest, which has max critical damage if you guys need that. But the rolls on this are pretty bad. So if you guys need the max critical damage and you really want it, then get it. But at the same time, you might have a better chance of farming it in the open world. Other than that, that's going to be about it for DZ South. Alright guys, the final location for the Dark Zones is going to be DZ East. This week she's selling the Commando. This one's got really decent marksman rifle damage. The headshot's above average, and the damage to armor is pretty low. But if you guys want to pick this up, you definitely can make this work if you wanted to max it out. I'm going to scroll through a few more items in case any of you guys need this stuff to pick up. But other than that, that's all they're really selling this week at the Dark Zones. The final stop on the list is going to be New York City. This week they are pretty much selling no named weapons, of course, because they don't sell any. But if you guys need any of these items, I would recommend picking them up. They are selling max damage to armor on pistols if you guys need that. But other than that, they're selling triple stat red Araldi Holdings knee pads if you guys need it for a sniper build. But really, that's all they're really selling at the front desk. If you guys go through the atrium, take a left here. Go through the green tent. And then go to Roy Benitez. This is going to be the last vendor. They are selling max damage armor on rifles if you guys need that. But other than that, that's pretty much all they're really selling this week at the vendors.